Hello guys, it's Ashbert Chet here, also known as the H. Lee fan. So it's been a while since I uploaded a WWE video, so I decided today that I was going to make a top 8 dream matches for AJ Lee that I've always wanted to see her in. So that just gets straight to the list. And in this video, I'll tell you if I want her to be the heel or the face, or if I want the person that she's fighting to be the heel or the face. So I'll start with number 1, Bayley. I always thought that her and Bayley would clash really well together in the ring because it's something about how the way, like, I'm not saying that their characters are the same, but I have to say the personality wise, I find that Bayley and H. Lee get along really well. So I just think that they would clash really well in the ring together and they'll put on a good 5-star classic if they have the right material to do that 5-star match. So I'll just say it right now, I'd rather have AJ Lee be the heel and have Bayley be the babyface because as of right now, if you are still watching wrestling, Bayley does not make a really good heel to me. It's just something about her heel mannerism that's just, I don't know, it doesn't just speak well to me. She seems more awkward on the mic than she was before when she was a face. So I don't know. I think making her a face is just what would make the feud just a little bit better and have AJ Lee be the heel. It doesn't have to be for a title or anything. I'd rather have it not be for a title. It could just be a regular feud to me. So number 2, Sasha Banks. Now I've been seeing a lot about this on Instagram of her and Sasha Banks having a feud. I could definitely see this being a really good feud in my opinion. Like I just said, with the right material, this could be a really good feud. And I'd rather have this be for a championship. Like that say, oh, Sasha Banks is the heel champ. I'd rather have her be the heel champion and AJ Lee be the face. It just makes sense. Sasha Banks is the heel champion and she's been defeating everyone on Raw. I know, right? Because she can't keep a title. But she was defeating everyone on Raw. AJ Lee's never had her fair shot for the women's championship. So her and AJ Lee have a match, and then AJ Lee beats her. So I don't know. I just feel like they will connect more in the ring because they're both like short and like athletic, and I just think they would clash really well in the ring together if they was given the right material. So I think this could be another 5-star classic with the right booking and the right storyline. All right, number 3, Charlotte. This is another one people have always wanted. Me personally, I could definitely see her and Charlotte having this amazing 5-star clinic. And it doesn't even have to be for a title. I'd rather it not be for a title because I could just see it being an amazing 5-star clinic. I'd rather have Charlotte be the heel yet again and AJ Lee be the face. I know it's something about Charlotte. When she's a heel, she wrestles better. I never had a problem with AJ Lee because when she's a heel or a face, she still is a good wrestler. I just think with Charlotte Hill athletic ability and AJ Lee's face athletic ability, they'll have a good 5-star clinic. So I'd rather it not be for a title. You could have AJ Lee come out there and say that if it wasn't for her, Triple H would have never signed Charlotte for changing the game. It's her. She's the reason why Triple H even decided to give women like her, Sasha Bayley, and Becky a chance to have main event booking. So her and Charlotte put that to the test, and Charlotte say, "Let's do it, me and you. Let's see who the better woman is." And they just have a good 5-star clinic. So I just honestly think that would be a good match between her and Charlotte. So the next person, Becky Lynch. Now I kind of have mixed feelings on her and Becky Lynch. Like I obviously want to see her fight all the Force women. We all want to see her fight all 4 of them, obviously. But I've been seeing people online saying that Becky Lynch is better than AJ Lee and all this bull crap. And Becky Lynch is so overrated that she's so overrated, and I actually don't understand all the hype behind her because I never really been a Becky Lynch fan. I never really thought she was all that great to begin with. She doesn't really have much moves in the ring, so I don't really know, like, I just can't get behind her. There's nothing to get behind her. She doesn't really have much of a character. Saying you're the man does not mean you're a character. That's a catchphrase. So I hope people understand who are her fans, know the difference between the two. But yeah, her mic skills aren't really all that well. So I mean, so to me in this match, I'd rather have AJ Lee be the heel and have Becky Lynch be the baby face, because when she's baby face, at least she's more tolerable. When she's a heel, she's just so annoying, and none of her promos just make any sense. So this is what I would do. All the Force women are in the ring deciding who they all want to fight. That they all want to fight AJ Lee, and that one of them deserves it more. Becky Lynch said all Sasha, Charlotte, and Bayley, they all failed to try to beat her, so she says it's her turn. AJ Lee comes out there and cuts a great promo, another pipe bomb, kind of like how she did on Total Divas, and says that without her, women like them wouldn't even exist. Without her, there'll still be women having 15-minute matches and 10-minute matches with no characters and no promo development. And she said she's better than every single one of them because she's beating every single one of them, and none of them are on her level. And then Becky said, "You never beaten me." And then AJ Lee said, "She said, if you want to fight me so bad, Becky," she said, "we'll do it." She said, "we'll do it." She said, "but we're doing it on my time." She said, "and we'll do it on my stipulation." So I rather have this match be a little stipulation because, you know, Becky Lynch is the baby face. So, I mean, it would make sense to have her overcome AJ Lee in the stipulation. And their stipulation is an I Quit match. So yeah, I mean, I think her Becky Lynch could have a good 5-star match. I just rather have Becky Lynch be the baby face and not the heel because her as a heel just doesn't really click to me. When she was a baby face, she was a lot more like, okay, I could watch her on my TV. When she's a heel, I want her off my fucking TV. So number 5, I think we all know who number 5 is. Mickie James. Now this one is so hard because in like 2006, I wasn't even technically watching wrestling at that time. I was still a little kid. Let's just say 2006 on my DVD player and YouTube. Mickie James was probably one of my favorites around 2006 and everything like that. And I was always something about how I wanted to see her and AJ Lee clash in the ring. It sucks that she's not in her prime anymore to have this wrestling clinic with AJ Lee. I mean, but she's sitting there kind of good with Alexa Bliss in the ring, so it'll be kind of good to see how she would be with AJ Lee in the ring. So I don't know. It's hard to say who I would rather have be the heel or the face. I think I'd rather have Mickie James be the heel and have AJ Lee be the face because she played the heel really well with Trish Stratus. That it don't have to be like a lesbian storyline. I'd rather not be a lesbian storyline. It was just like a regular rivalry. Like I don't want it to be I don't want it to be a comedy feud. Like, oh, who's a better crazy person? Like not a comedy feud, but I'd rather have Mickie James be the heel and AJ Lee be the face. And it could be like some crazy stipulation match, like we could have like an asylum match where we have like, I don't know, straight jackets and all that type of stuff. Like maybe that could be a good 5-star clinic if it's booked correctly, kind of like how everyone sees it. If it's booked correctly, it could be a good match. But I would rather have AJ Lee be the face in this scenario and have Mickie James be the heel because she is the she's a legend. She's a legend, and she knows what it takes to probably carry this feud to AJ Lee. Even though I prefer AJ Lee over Mickie James, but yeah, I just think like it just makes sense to have AJ Lee be the hit. I mean, be the face by Becky Lynch. I said Becky Lynch, but Mickie James is the heel. So she could, I don't know. I'm not saying carry AJ Lee because AJ Lee definitely doesn't need to be carried in a match. But I don't know, take that feud to the next level because since she is the heel, that is her job to kind of carry the feud in some extent. So yeah, number 6 is Trish Stratus. I mean, obviously, AJ Lee is definitely close to a Trish Stratus and Alina, so not having her fight these two amazing women would just be stupid in itself. I mean, I could see her and Trish Stratus having a match at WrestleMania. That's how big of this feud that I could see. I mean, I could have AJ Lee cut another good promo as a heel, and she could say that she's better than Trish Stratus, she's better than Lena, she's done more in her career than they ever did in their little 5-year careers and everything like that. And then you have Trish Stratus come out and say that if it wasn't for women like her, Lena, and Molly Holly, AJ Lee wouldn't have a trail to blaze on. She wouldn't have the charisma work or the mic work to even try to become a diva. So AJ Lee is saying, fine, let's put this to the test. Old lady, she calls her old. And they just have a good 5-star clinic, and Trish tries her best to hold it in there with her. But, you know, just like the Charlotte match, Trish Stratus needs to put AJ Lee over to make her look dominant. So it just makes sense that AJ Lee to be the heel and watch Trish Stratus is just the face in this scenario. Number 7 is Lena. I mean, I definitely could see AJ Lee and Lena definitely matching up in a good rivalry together. They're both athletic. They're both good characters. They both have amazing promo work. Like I could just definitely see this being something that I want to watch on my TV every night. So yeah, and in this scenario, again, AJ Lee has to be the heel, Lena has to be the face because Lena has to put AJ Lee over. It makes no sense for Lena to be the heel while AJ Lee is the baby face. It just doesn't make any sense. So I mean, yeah. So this how this match will go. People, AJ Lee doesn't have anyone to defend her title against at WrestleMania. So Miss McMahon comes out and says, AJ Lee, I found you some competition. Lena comes out and at first it's respectful and then it gets personal and then AJ Lee said, I'll see you at WrestleMania. And then, over the weeks, it was respectable because AJ Lee grew up as a fan of Lena, if you didn't know that. And then things get personal and everything like that, with AJ Lee saying that I stole CM Punk away from you and he's my husband now. Because if you didn't know, CM Punk and Lena had a thing going on. So then at WrestleMania, they had this amazing 5-star clinic, and AJ Lee beats Lena because Lena has to put AJ Lee over to make her look dominant. And the last person that I want to see AJ Lee fight is Alexa Bliss. This is the ultimate dream feud that I think I've always wanted over her and Mickie James. I mean, everything about her Alexa Bliss just screams 5-star match. 5-star match. Like, they both have the same character to me. They're both, well, not the crazy part, but everything about them, their personalities just seem like they match really well in that ring. And I'm even going to limb here and say I'd rather have it be a heel versus heel feud. Even though like people say that doesn't technically work. I don't know. I just don't know. I love AJ Lee as a face. I love Alexa Bliss as a face. But when they're heels, they're way better at their in-ring work, promo work, and personality-wise, they're better. So I think this would just be a good heel versus heel 5-star clinic in my opinion. So these have been my 5-star matches for AJ Lee. Let me know in the comments what your 5-star matches are with her or with any diva of your favorite. And thank you guys. Be safe and I love you all. And maybe I'll do another one for somebody else.